record this? Bingo.
You just
All
got
right.
it.
Now the next issue will be how do I save that later, but we'll deal with that
Okay.
later.
All right.
It's on you, Miguel. It's all yours.
All right, Jackie. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, great. Welcome to United Dems. We are the oldest Democratic club in the area, and I know a lot of us know each other for a very, very, very long time. I did see your presentation for the Central Committee. I thought it was very good. Uh, Surprise, surprise to you. We believe that we need to allow you a lot more time than you were given elsewhere because we really want to get to know you. And the only way to do that is save you sufficient time. So you have most of our time tonight. And I'm hoping that people will listen carefully and have good questions to ask, and we'll learn more about you. So it's all yours.
All right. So I would say hello, family, because we are family. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jackie Elward. I am a former Roanoke Park mayor and now city council member. I am also candidate for Senate District 3. And I am running for Senate because our region need a champion for the people representing us in Sacramento. Um, we deserve a state senator who will do what is right, even when no one else is looking. I am not afraid to be bold to stand up against those with deep pocket and especially interest group who do not fully subscribe to our democratic values. Also, as a former Vallejo resident, I am thankful for the family that Solano, and in particular, the city of Vallejo gave me. So many pivotal moments of my life experience happened in Vallejo. My son was born at Kaiser Vallejo when we lived there in 2006. I got my driver license around the same time in Vallejo. I welcome my younger sister to this country while living there as well. So, as your senator, I will continue giving back to our community. Everyone deserves access to the American dream. This is personal to me because I want to give everyone in my district the same experience that I have received. Being able to raise my 3 children, provide a roof on their heads, have access to healthcare and clean water is very important. But above all, I want to keep a better world for them and also for all our children as well, because they deserve better. We cannot see change when we continue to keep the status quo in power. And my question to you is the status quo working for all of you? Are you happy with continuing the legacy of the current senator, or do you know if it is time for a change? Our region needs someone like me who will not continue the status quo, but instead will take bold and unpopular actions that help all of us. And I am that person. In Sacramento, I will treat homeless like the crisis it is, pursue initiatives to invest in real affordable housing, improve access to mental health services, and create high quality public school. Very important and dear to my heart. I will also focus on climate action, wildfire prevention, and sea rise mitigation. But I won't stop there. I will continue to stand and fight for the working families and be a champion for fair wage and benefits. If we need to organize some places, we will fight together. As far as I know, I am the only candidate in this race who took the no fossil fuel money pledge. I am here today as one of you, fighting to bring the change that all of us want. District 3 deserves a real progressive champion. I am also proud to say that I have received a lot of endorsement for some of our legislators. I received Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kornalakis endorsement, U.S. Congressman Jared Huffman, U.S. Congressman, former U.S. Congressman Lynn Woolsey, and for those that don't know, Lynn Woolsey, she was a champion in climate change and really fought for so many things, especially here in Sonoma County. And also, I got State Senator Lola Smallwood Purvis, Assembly Member Damon Connolly, Assembly Member Liz Ortega Toro, and Assembly Member Tina McKinnon, to just cite a little. And also, for the organization or union speaking, I got a sole endorsement from SEIU California, and that just got Teamster Joint Council 7, Operating Engineer 3, IBW 551, and also a UA 38 to cite a little for this presentation. I am all yours tonight. Ask me any question you need, and thank you for having me tonight.
Okay, this is Miguel. Stephen Hallett, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Hi, council member. Thank you for being here tonight. You mentioned that you have the lieutenant governor's endorsement, but Verter Liga lists that as an endorsement as well. Was it a dual endorsement?
It was a dual endorsement.
This is Miguel. I should put my hand up. I want to know more about what have you been doing since your previous career? What have you done? What have you been involved in up till this point? You're going to run for state senate. So can you tell us a bit more about that, about yourself?
Yes. Well, first of all, the first 10 years of my life, I was a mom raising my children. I didn't do much. And because also my English wasn't very good, I wasn't going not too much. I was spending my time really helping with helping the people, the foster care system. I was really going to San Francisco and helping in the poorest district. And I invested my time on volunteering everywhere throughout the county. I spent a few time too in Solano County volunteering. And for work, what I do, I am an educator. I work with kindergartners and also with difficult kids. A lot of time we have children that come to school where they have really dyslexia. And I'm gonna tell you guys, So we have been fighting to have the teacher to screen the student before coming into school, and the governor just signed that bill. So I'm extremely excited because our children really needed it to be screened for dyslexia. Yeah, I'm passionate about really helping our children, and I spend most of my time working with kids that have difficulty and kindergarten and this transitional a place that they will be in the future. And the other thing that brought me to come into this point, my son was bullied. My kids are mixed and they look different than other kids. And the school that they were going, mixed kids weren't too much there. And they were one of the 4 or 5 kids of mixed color. And he got severely bullied to the point where
It's okay. It's okay, Jackie.
Sorry,
It's all right.
okay, to the point where we were worried about him to be suicidal. And at the time, he was only 9 years old. And instead of having the people that was bullying him to go to the principal office, my son was the one that was sent over and over again to the principal office, to the point where he lost his mind and he thought people didn't like him and he wanted to hurt himself. And the school at the time, there was no Black staff. So to save my son, the principal at the time came and told me, you know, you are always here helping. We would like you to join our team, and you have been helping a lot of students of us here. Why don't you join and be a part of the team? So that's how I started my work at the school that I am today. And my job at the time was to just make sure that brown and Black kids don't get bullied, and they have a space, and their safe place has always been me. And in 2018, my son asked me, Mom, I look at our city council and there's nobody that look like you or like me or like any of my brown friends. And I told him, I said, well, I don't know how to help. And please stop me if you will, but since you wanted to know who I am and the reason I'm running and why I've been in politics. So I told him that I didn't want to do that because I hated politics, and I felt like every time when people are fighting about doing the right thing, we go back to the same square one and nobody take accountability for their actions. And my son was like, Mom, I want you to fight for us. I want you to fight for me. And I know nobody else can do that. You are not afraid of saying, you know, your piece, and you're always respectful about it. But I thought about it. I lost my mom at the time, but I ran, but I wasn't successful because the politics over here was really bad, really, really bad. And then in 2020, George Floyd got killed, and the succession of all the things. And my kid didn't sleep. And for 2 straight months, I was not sleeping, to the point where I got really sick. I was scared what was going to happen to my kid. And my son came up to me and said, Mom, can you join everybody and do a peaceful protest? I said, I never done it, and I don't know. I don't know how to do that. He said, I believe in you. You can help us. I want you to be able to go and change some rules in a city. And I know if you do that in a city, you can do that for everybody and all the other kids the way you have been fighting for us here. So I did. I went and organized a peaceful protest for the first time in my city. And as terrified as I was, I received the biggest support, and people came from all over the county to come and support that march. And I was surprised that our own police department came and joined that. And that was the most amazing and incredible thing that's happened to my city. And since then, my children, along with my husband, encouraged me to run for 2020. And in 2020, I ran against someone very powerful that was there for 24 years. And everybody was telling me that I had no chance of winning. But I told everybody, I said, I am not doing it for me. I am doing it to bring the change and fighting for those that cannot speak. And I organized with the Latino community. I made sure to help them to organize the first Latino festival in the city of Roanoke Park. Was successful as well. And then I ran for office. And when I ran for office, the person that I ran against was sure that he was going to win. But you know, the people, when the people speak, there's nobody that can stop them. The power of the people is so strong. And I wasn't going to give up this time. So I ran the precinct, even though he had the money. He had all our legislature endorsement. All I had was my grassroots campaign and my husband, because nobody wanted to come and join our campaign because they already assumed that I was going to lose bad. And all I had was my grassroots and myself and labor. So we ran that campaign, and I kid you not, I beat my opponent in every precinct that could be. Everybody was shocked of that result. But when the people stand, and I tell you, when people recognize, when you are genuine on what you are doing, when you are there to do the job for the people, you get the support. And it's the same with this campaign. I am not looking for, I know endorsements are good, but my deal is to give back to the people, to fight for the people. And I don't care if that will cost. And I told my constituent here, you gave me 4 years, and I will make sure before the second year, I give you what I promised. And that's what I did. The moment I got sworn in, I got to work. I ran, my platform was on police reform because I was subject of police, you know, I was targeted, profiling, and all those nice things, right? And I ran on that. And the first thing I did when I got sworn in, I called the chief of police and told him we need to sit down and we need to bring reform into our police department. People thought that I was crazy, but change can come. Change is difficult to come. But when you have the courage, because I was tired of constantly fighting and constantly pleading for our children and ourselves, and especially a Black woman like me, or a darker on the darker side. When you go outside, you become the target, you like it or not. And I sat down with the police chief, and the first thing we did is to remove all our officers to respond to nonviolent calls. And that's what we did. They no longer go and respond to nonviolent calls. So the people that go are mental health professional. It took us 8 months since I brought the idea, and it's just political will. So I went straight forward, give them the plan, and in 8 months we were able to create a program called SAFE. And SAFE is a team of all mental health professionals that goes and respond to non-violent calls. I don't know if you guys know, but the reason I did that too, because our police department did kill someone, and the family and everybody else around the county, it was a big deal. And we needed to change that. And for me, instead of bringing my anger, my anxiety, and all of that, I took that and brought into positive. and bring something that will stay for a long time, even when I'm not there. So I'm proud to say that not only our SAFE team serve the city of Roanoke Park, but we have the city of Cotati that join us, and Sonoma State University. And also what I did is, because of everything that was going on, we had the biggest homeless encampment in the county. And it became so bad to the point where we were, smashed every single day, even though we came and found the problem. So what I did is I proposed, to look into, some funds that was available. And the governor at the time was giving out, some grants to cities. And so we were able to secure $14 million of grants. And what we did under my leadership, we were able to build a transitional housing for the first time in Roanoke Park. And with that program in place, we were able to secure that encampment and move people to the transitional housing to now permanent housing. And I am so proud to say that that project sometimes can take 2 years, 3 years to do, but under my leadership, we did it in 4 months. And the program was done, and we were able to get, we started with almost 360 people. But in our encampment today, I am proud to say we have 30. And we are working on reducing the number again. And the program has been so successful. We were able to not only put people into transitional housing, but now we have people that went from chronic homeless to now being into permanent housing, thing that they would never think about. And the way I did everything is I did everything with empathy, love, and the same thing that the city of Roanoke Park has done, other cities tried to do it and everybody got sued. But the reason why the city of Roanoke Park didn't get sued is because the homeless advocates watch, and we treated the homeless like human, not just things. And we were able, for the first time, we had homeless come and speak in a city council meeting, which was fun. And we give them that platform to hear how they want us to help them and how, we can work together. And I really encourage our staff to go out there to learn about the problem and all of that. And, we had businesses that was hurting. We had homeowners that were hurting. We have schools, we have our water stream. But while putting all of that in place, we were able to put in resolution that now prohibits encampment near any water stream, near any school, preschool, near certain businesses, because we want to protect that. And we know water is so precious that we need to keep it clean. So we were able to do that. So, and yeah, I sit also in and after we worked on that, staff and some of my constituents, they thought that it was, because I showed that I demonstrated leadership and all of the things that I did, they asked me to sit on the continuum care, Sonoma County continuum care, to help facilitate some of the things that have been happening there. And I have to say it is tough, but we are doing it, and it's slowly moving along. And also for this race, my constituents are the ones that had this idea. I was not even planning on this because, I was focusing on serving them and serving them well. But for them, they were thinking about it a year even before they came and talked to me. They wanted to see what I've done for the city of Roanoke Park to be reproduced on a bigger scale, because that's the kind of leadership that we need. And the other thing that, is so unique about me is that I lead with compassion, I lead with love, I lead to unify the people. And a lot of time when things are very difficult, and I have to point out that me getting into the council was not easy, because from the get-go, I got personally threatened, and that had people call me on the phone, threaten me, and one of them thought it was a good idea to tell me to go back to Africa because I was really ruining the city. And to the point where we had to buy cameras and put it around my house just to protect my children when we are not around, or myself. But all of this today, it's in the past, I would say. And the other thing was, I was bold enough to put on the table to ban fireworks, because in my city, my city was the center of illegal fireworks and all of that. And with the fires, it wasn't a good idea. So nobody wanted to take that step to say, well, we need to ban this. Well, I said, well, it's to protect, everybody. My own kids didn't want me to do that, but when you're a leader, you're there to protect the people and to make sure that everybody's safe. And I used to get a call from our seniors and also our vets that were really hurting with the fireworks and all of that. So I take the bold step, because they put me there to be their voice. And I said, look, the people that put me here want us to ban the fireworks. So either we take care of it, or it's going to be coming back over and over to the dais until we figure it out. So that wasn't well received by some people in the city, and the threat came out of it. And at the time, my vice mayor at the time got, also attacked. They put burning fireworks in his trash can and almost burned his house down. But we didn't give up. I didn't give up. I was strong enough, because I knew that, that was the right thing to do. And at the end of the day, it went through the ballot, and the firework is banned. And not only it's banned, but I told the people, we are going to take away the fireworks, but we're going to give you something. And what I promised them that we will make sure that we have more community events to create more memories for families, and to have fun. And at the end of the day, Sonoma State will be doing the professional fireworks, and that's what has been doing. And I mean, now people love it, because the kids will spending hours in a foam thing that's they put there to the city and all of that. So this is a little bit about me. This is the first time that I talk so much about me like this. Usually somebody else does, but because we are family, and I feel like this is the right place for you guys to get to know me, and to see who is running for that state Senate seat. And I tell you, I will have your back, just the way I have Roanoke Park, my Roanoke Park back. Not only you know, and I know I've been listening to all of you, the concern. I know that Sonoma County is different from Napa County and Solano County. And I know in Solano County, there's a lot of, you know, need and concern. I heard all of that, and I'm ready to fight for you all. I know sometimes it's so tiring, and I got a little glimpse of the police issue that you guys have. I know it's very tiring. I mean, how about you put a champion that will come and stand by your side until we fight this? And if I get to sit on the floor with you guys, let's sit on the floor until we find that solution. And I am that kind of leader, and I am here for you. So thank you.
Joseph?
Yes, Jackie, so much. Thank you so much for sharing your story. My heart pangs a little too. I have a daughter who is half African American, and when she was about the age of your son at the time that you were worried about him, I don't know how old he is now.
He's 16.
Okay. I got a call from her elementary school and said that she wasn't feeling well and that she needed to come home early. So that was very odd behavior for her because she really loved school. So that evening, upon pressing her, I'm like, what really is bothering you today? And she said, I got teased. I got teased for having two cultures. And it was very painful. And I said, well, first of all, you have lots of cultures, and I want you to be proud of that. And of course, you know, I have done nothing but encourage that. And I lived at the time in Brooklyn, in New York, you know, very mixed area. But someone was trying to attack her for having parents who were mixed. So I so identify with that. And I just want you to know I'm right there with your sister about that. And when I think about our children, mixed or not, you know, I often think my grandchildren, are going to be children of color as well. And I need to leave this world in a better place for them. And, there's just so much that I want to make better for them. As far as the fireworks, I also have a quick little story. Here in Glen Cove, where Miguel and Andrea and I live, and maybe someone else on here, we were it's very much, we're vulnerable, just like the Santa Rosa area in Rona Park. We live in a cove, and we really didn't want to have fireworks. So we put out email blasts, and someone printed out a bunch of signs, and our vice president, who's on the board, had his name and his phone number. Someone called and threatened him and said, who the F do you think you are, taking away my children's God-given right to explode fireworks here? And we literally had a hillside catch on fire from fireworks on July 4th in this neighborhood. So people care more about a quick thrill than the safety of a vulnerable area. I mean, all of Northern California is vulnerable and dry, in July especially. So I just have to applaud you for all of what you said. And I really had to identify with you about those things. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
I met you. Hi, I met you at the convention. So it's nice to see you again. And thanks for sharing your story. I mean, it's not too often you get a real person. So so here's my concern. You've got a great heart, and all of your instincts are just so wonderful, and you're brave. The problem is that when people become elected officials, the special interests just get them. And, so when so that's always my fear. So I'm just putting it out there. But you mentioned about not maintaining the status quo. And I wonder if those two are related for you. Special interests and not becoming sort of co-opted by the system, so to speak. I don't know of other terminology to use, but I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
The reason why I talk about the status quo, I mean, we have it. I mean, you guys know the kind of leadership that we have, and I'm including myself in that. because as one of you, I'm including myself in that. The one thing I'm gonna say is this: if I mean, tuition, people are really good on reading people. And with everything that I have gone through, if I was that kind of person, I wouldn't be here. I would be like, why? No, I don't need to go there. And there's one thing that my grandfather used to tell me, and my grandfather in 1997, when the rebels came to invade the Democratic Republic of Congo, my grandfather, the people that saved him was his constituent that saved his life, because he was a great leader. And my grandfather always used to tell me, Jackie, if you cannot serve the people, do not put yourself there. Took me years to understand what he was saying. When I put myself here in front of you and tell you, I am gonna be with you, I am gonna walk with you, and I win or not, I am still gonna be with you. I am still gonna walk with you. As a matter of fact, SEIU local, the California SEIU, we had our interview and things went the way. And there was one question. One of them asked a similar question as yours, but in the fact that, if you win or not win, would you stand by our side? I was the only one that said, win or lose, I stand by your side. Win or lose, I will fight for you. And I am not a status quo. I will never be a status quo, because my own children are watching. If there's anybody that will keep me stable, my children. Because the reason why I got into this is to protect the children. And as a mom, the one thing that hurts the most is when you tell your child, or you promise them something and don't give it to them, and they remind you about that. I don't want you guys to remind me of how much I would change, because I don't want to change. And for me, I would tell you, the moment you see me change, call me and tell me, okay, there you messed up, you need to fix it. And the status quo is what has been ruling everything, because nothing changed. We keep the same thing over and over and over again. Yes, today I am in front of you and say all these things to you. And I really respect and understand the skepticism, Michelle. I do, because I've seen it myself. And that's the reason why I put myself running, so that we can change that. And I don't see myself becoming that status quo. No.
So Jackie, I didn't mean to be accusatory at all. I'm trying.
Oh, no. We are in family.
Realistic here. So
Yeah.
because, actually Paul and I were talking about this the other day. It was like, what's the difference between a politician that fights for the people and just basically the difference is if for special interests, you're basically doing it for one's own power or for the special interest. But the politicians who actually fight for the people are really rare. It's a rare thing. So, and very valuable. So
I'm gonna say this, Michelle. I am a servant. And that is different. Yes, I might be a politician, but first I am a servant. I am here to serve. I am here to fight for the people. I am not here for power. I am not here to, I don't know, to drag you and then get what I want and leave. No. And if it was the case, the people of Ronald Park wouldn't rally behind me and push me into this race anyways, because they know. I mean, we have people that have been, working with politician for so long, and they can tell, I am a servant. I am here to serve you. And I know that you asking that's actually a real question, because we have to be real here. I come from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where politics and power and all of that, and I see the destruction. I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to be, someone that comes and promise something and don't do it. And my record shows it. In less than 2 years, I got into the seat. I promised my constituent we're gonna be doing things. It wasn't easy, no. But through the thick and thin, we stood there and we make it happen. And change happened. We need to have people that represent us, servant, that have the political will to change things.
Thank you, and I wish you a lot of luck. And I
Thank
like your heart.
All right, Paula?
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
One of my big concerns is Highway 37 and it being a toll road. Do you have some ideas or proposals to help that not happen?
Well, if I was there, I would have voted no. The thing that's with that 37 becoming a toll, to me, I don't understand it. Because it's not the rich people that live in Marin or San Francisco that will be paying for it. It's the poor people, those that work every single day, that goes from Solano County, that will be crossing that bridge, but crossing that toll. I never supported it, and you can ask everybody. I've been so bold. People are like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I can't." And because with the California League of Cities, we get, some of those bills come. And I was like, no, I'm not going to support that. I'm not. But this is our representative. I say, yeah, but he's wrong on that one. He's wrong on that one. And I'm never going to support it. And I will never. We should, okay, if we can spend millions of dollars on other things, I think we should come and sit down with our environmental champions to come up with something, maybe to widen the thing, to help actually the people that are going every day to Marin and San Francisco to try to make a living. So for me, I'm not in support of that. They need to, if I was there, I will be fighting to that, to not have that. They need to come up with something better for the people. That toll is not going to help the people. That toll is going to hurt the people even more. And that toll is going to create a lot of disparity again among the poor people and, those that cannot afford, those that are fighting every single day. For people even that have a good job, every day to go through, how much that's going to be? $3, $2? Every year they're going to put that toll, and then after every 5 years, we need to increase for X, Y, and Z. We need to do for X, Y, and Z. I've never been in support of that bill.
What I heard
anyway.
actually was $10. The proposal is $10, which is.
That's ridiculous. Okay, $10 when you multiple, or not, for people cross there every day for like 30 days. Okay, yeah. Your paycheck is $3,000. How much you have left, and your rent is how much? $5,000. So already, if you bring home, for example, $3,000, they're removing. So, and then we're creating again another underclass. Okay, we are already dealing with homeless population that we created. Ronald Reagan closing all those mental health facilities, created all of this. we are having a hard time to deal with it, and to put that toll $10, what is gonna create again? No, sorry.
Laura,
Jean, you're muted. There you
Yeah,
go.
I figured that out. I unmuted myself. Okay, I have three things I want to ask about. First of all, thank you for saying it was Ronnie Reagan that made California. He really screwed California. California used to be a really nice social welfare state where there was social welfare. So the first, I want to start with the last on my list first. At the current time, senior programs are funded from the state gives money to Solano and County and Napa County, and that's screwed up because we need the funding in Solano County or by city. Because we had a couple of years ago, the senior group that dealt with funding went bankrupt because I don't remember the details because I'm old, but there's Florence Douglass Senior Center and they cost a lot of money. So I'm hoping that you have some ideas about reforming the funding of senior programs so that there is more local control. Our county does not give a damn about our city. The second thing is homeless. The funding for the homeless goes to Solano County to get millions of dollars. We haven't even got a warming shelter or a cooling shelter, and we haven't had one for years. In 2009, there was a consultant fee paid to some group who said the solution to homeless is housing first. Everybody knows that. Give them a room with a door that locks and a toilet and a shower, and then attack their drug addiction, the mental illness, the joblessness. Give them somewhere safe, a safe space to exist in where they can keep their driver's license from getting stolen so they can go apply for a job, you know? And I would like to see more local control for homeless programs. Like, well, I'm not, given our current city government, I'm not sure they should be in control, but I'm in favor of the smallest units working with their problem on the ground because they're the ones that are aware of what needs to be done. And there are people in Vallejo that are working with the homeless, but they're completely dismissed at the city level. They're dismissed and just at the county level. And I don't know where the money goes, but it's not coming to Vallejo, and we need the help and some money. And then the third thing I wanted to ask about was in police reform. You heard some, I missed a couple of minutes, but I just went to a Vallejo roundtable. Well, the same one that Paula went to. And it's like, I would be really interested in someone, like our city has been talking about having mental health professionals deal with non-violent criminal activity. Instead of going out, sending some thugs out to shoot them down on the street. And, you know, that's directly related to, as you pointed out, and I'm in 100% agreement, as you pointed out, that Ronald Reagan's responsible for that. First, he ruined California and got a bunch of self-interested pigs in charge. And then he went to Washington and ruined the country and created all this hatred and division. And then while I was talking to you, I thought, oh yeah, what I do not see why, with a Democratic majority in the Assembly and in the Senate in California, California doesn't get off their duffs and pass universal health care for residents in California. It would save the state tax dollars Every study has proved that, and yet we have these Democrats that are for the people, and they just like, oh, well, duh. I can't understand this. It's
Laura,
crazy.
Laura, this Miguel, do you have a question specifically for Jackie? Something specific? I love your comments. Your comments are wonderful. I'm glad to hear them.
I want to hear what her idea is to get them to get police reform at the state level. And does she think she can start a coalition so that the funding for the homeless goes more to local people to deal with their local problems, like with the homeless, and with having programs for seniors like Meals on Wheels and stuff like that?
Okay, Jackie?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the seniors because that's the last one that I heard. And so for the senior, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but for me, growing up, I used to have my grandmother and my great-grandmother in the same household. And I understand the importance of taking care of our seniors. As a matter of fact, here in Roanoke Park, we have programs that help our senior. We have, they used to have their bingo night. We do sometime the prom night for them, like give them an ability. Now we have created this pickleball program that is amazing. Yesterday we had a lot of seniors into our city council, and they were really happy because we proposed and I put the motion to redo all our tennis courts, especially the Sunrise, where they go and do the pickleball practices and all of that. There is room. And I always say it's about political will. It's about political will. And also communication is the key. A lot of time, and I'm putting myself in that, I don't want to alienate anybody, but a lot of time, I think Michelle had that concern when, elected official come and we present all of that. And at the end of the day, you get the seat and you change completely of the promises or whatever you were saying. But for me, our seniors are important because they were before us. They paved the way for us. And they need their dignity. They need to be taken care of. And I don't care what people say. And I've been really bold on saying that also on the dais. We need to take care of our seniors the way we take care of everybody else. Because if it wasn't for the seniors, we weren't gonna be here today. So our seniors are as valuable, and to create programs that really keep them moving and keep them fit, if I can say, is very important. And yes, I know a lot of cities have been frustrated about the fact that, some funds comes from the states, and instead of going to the cities, it goes to, the chain bureaucracy have making things a little bit complicated when it shouldn't be complicated. But then I have to say that a lot of cities have been talking about that and having that concern. And, for me, when I am in that spot, I will come to you guys and say, okay, so now here is a thing. How can we do it together? Because, in Vallejo, there is this that need to be done in Benicia, in Calistoga, in Napa, in Cotati. And, we need to have someone there that really do care. And I'm not saying that, I'm not pointing anybody, and also we need someone that can take bold bold steps and bold decision, because if you don't have that courage, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But trust me, for me, if I know that this thing that I'm doing is the right thing to do, I will stick with that. I will make that happen, because, you know, I have some of my seniors here, you know, yesterday that even came to me and say, you know, we really appreciate the fact that you stood by our side. Nobody have stood for and spoke and fought for us before, but you have done it. And, you know, the seniors are important. I don't know the next question, if you can remind me, I will go slowly and you remind me about the question, because they were a little long there for me to remember all.
Okay. Done.
Ideas of funding for the homeless, your ideas for police reform, and then healthcare.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Donald.
I don't want to interrupt Jean's questions, but first of all, Jackie, thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for coming to our Juneteenth celebration. It
was fun.
Great to see you there, and but one of the things that becomes really obvious in this kind of screwy district that you have are the divergent views and divergent populations. It's not just the diversity of a place like Vallejo, where we have so many different interests, but we are essentially a Bay Area city, but you have Napa and a huge agricultural area to serve. You have two major universities of California in your district. There's so much going on there. How do you pull that all together into a cohesive kind of campaign to unify us behind someone like you?
To be the bridge. Right now, people need someone to be the bridge, not someone to bring promises. And a good example will be, like you said, my city is one of the university cities. And also my city has the tribe as neighbor, who now they're building a 1 billion expansion. So it was really divisive. It was not, there was, like you said, Donald. And when I came into my leadership position, there was a need for what you just said, and people didn't know how to do that. But for me, in my capacity as, you know, the representative, I played that role of being the bridge to unify people, to bring people together despite our misunderstanding, despite our views. We need to come in a table and find solution for our problems. The city of Honor Park didn't really have a relationship with Sonoma State University at all, like you would think we would at the time. So I became and purposely made my presence known. I was going to the campus. I was talking to the teachers. I was talking to the SSCU staff, and also the student, because a lot of time we forget about the student, that they are part of, you know, our community. And a lot of time too, because living in a city like Roanoke Park is a university city, the student feels that they're not welcome, because, you know, kids, they party sometimes and some people don't like it, and you need to make that balance. So what I encourage everybody to do was, you know, to have the student come sometime into our meeting, and when they have events, to go there and support them. And that's open a door that was never open before. And we started to talk about things to do, programs to create, and all of that. And I really encourage it. As a matter of fact, this year, we celebrated for the first time in the city of Roanoke Park, our Juneteenth. And you know what I did? I went and went to the multicultural hub in Sonoma State. And all I did and said, we need you and the city of Roanoke Park to come together and do the Juneteenth celebration. So we're gonna put it in place even when I am no longer here, but this become a tradition. And it was well received. And for the first time, the city of Roanoke Park, Grayton Rancheria, our tribe here, the Pomo, and the city of Roanoke Park came together and we started that program. And also, talking about being a bridge and unifying people, I have become the monumental player into also reconciling our tribe here and the city of Roanoke Park. And when they came, it was really difficult, and the tribe felt really pushed and not respected and all of that, despite the fact that they donate so much money to the city of Roanoke Park. But you know, when it came time to do the MOU, I played that crucial role for the restoration, you know, and I became the person that's played what to say, the balance or keep people together, to the point where today the relationship with Grayton Sino, the tribe, and the city of the Roanoke Park is restored. It wasn't easy because, you know, when the tribe is really upset, they don't give you room to play around. And the city of Roanoke Park was also in a bad position because the previous administration didn't really give them that spot. You know, everybody, everywhere we go, needs to be seen and heard. When people are heard, even if you don't come up with the best solution, but the fact that you give them a room to hear what they have to say and to make them being recognized is the key to everything. And I've played that role and will continue to play that role. My city now is really happy. The relationship is restored, and the Sonoma State, the Grayton Rancheria, they are really happy. Why? Because we need leaders that can be the bridge and be that facilitator that can bring people together despite our differences.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go into it, I think will be our last question, unless somebody's just dying to ask another one, and we want people who haven't asked a question to go first if you've already asked a question. Andrea, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jackie. It's really nice to be able to spend this time getting to know you. And I appreciate your comments earlier on what you did with police reform in Roanoke Park, because, you know, you heard from us that's obviously something that we care deeply about in Vallejo. And kind of getting to Jean's question from earlier, we've been very frustrated. You know, we have our issues with our police department, and then we have white supremacists in our sheriff's department. No one's getting held accountable. And we see a supermajority in the state legislature that consistently fails to pass bills that we know would help us hold our officers accountable. You know, we're scaling back the police decertification bill, or failing to separate the sheriff from the coroner's office, or not ending qualified immunity. What do you think it's going to take to get, not just I think we've established that you would be in favor of those things, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what do you think it's going to take to get the votes for it in Sacramento?
You know, people like my grandfather used to tell me there's nothing is impossible to do, right? When you earn people's trust, it's easy to do a lot of things, right? It is easy to pass even the unthinkable thing. My role as your representative when elected will be to advocate for it, not to create more tension, because we all know when you do, then things don't go anywhere. Earning people's trust is what I do best. And I will make sure that everything that I bring, because even in my city, people didn't think that where our police department is, we would ever see this light. But again, I will be bold enough. I will continue to be bold enough. I'm not afraid. And I'm willing to sit down with, the police union to talk to them and be like, okay, we need to figure something here because X, Y, and Z. And that's what I did with the chief of police here. Even though I was so scared, inside me, but I needed to see the change. And when you want to see the change, what can stop you? What will stop me? To see the frustration on you guys' face today, and I understand that we went through the same thing, but it's all about courage. All about courage and taking bold decision, and also being able to earn people's trust and return it into legislation. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. But when you are tenacious and you go after something, and that's what I'm known for. When I want something, I go for it. Even if I know that the hill will be hard to climb, but I am gonna fight for it. And I will make sure to talk to my colleague. And a lot of time it takes, in a Senate, there's 40 over there, and, but the thing will be to go down to the assembly. And guess what? I have a lot of people that have been reading about me before even knowing of who I am. And when you bring your credibility is another thing. And people will see how you worked with where you came from. And my record speaks for itself. And I don't need to comment to impress you, right, Andrea? Because I know it is a very serious and thing that is happening in Vallejo right now. And I cannot take it lightly. No, I cannot. Because if I don't put in place or earn people's trust over there, like I'm doing right now, I want to earn your trust, and then we can walk along. It's like being in a relationship.
Jackie, I want to thank you so much for being with us tonight. We know so much more about you, which is what our goal was. Don, you still have your hand up. Is there something you absolutely have to say?
No, I just forgot to put it down. Sorry.
Very good. Okay, Jackie, good luck. I know we'll be hearing a lot more from you and about you. I personally, and I think I speak for most of us, I absolutely love your presentation and what you had to say. And I wish you well, okay?
Thank you. And I hope to see you guys soon, and have a good evening.
Good night. I'm going to turn this over to Paula Bauer, please. You're muted,
Paula,
Paula.
you are muted.
Paula?
Stop.
Paula, do you want to stop the recording just so we have Jackie?
Oh, yeah, that's a
We
great
don't have to
idea.
memorialize
If I
the approval
can
of the
figure
minutes.
out how to do that. The recording button